Well, first and foremost, we give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Hakodash. The bonus to the apostles of JMS Ruel, shalom to the faithful man, is always continue doing the work of the Lord. Now, Lord willing, this is a female pilot UFO in the military, a combat pilot's experience with the unknown. This woman, she's describing how she's seen a so-called UFO, which is the chariot of the Lord, and she says some good points that pretty much Bible prophecy. So I'm gonna play a little bit and stop it and make a few points, and Lord willing, and hopefully it's edifying.
Unidentified.
And fair use.
Flying object.
Take me through coming up on this object. What did you see first that made you go, what the heck is that?
Gather the support. Come on, bro. Fucking Satan. But anyway, she's saying this was like right after 9/11, and she's training. There you go.
So I was new to the squadron. I was a lieutenant junior grade and on the wing of the commanding officer, Commander David Fravor. He had a senior lieutenant in his backseat, and I had a department head, a lieutenant commander, in my backseat. So I was hanging on, trying to make sure that I didn't make any gaffes or goofs, and trying to just be a good wingman, which means keeping sight of your lead, not hitting them, not getting lost, and showing up as the support that you need to be. So as we came to the merge plot, which is where the radar points, come together on the scope, we've transitioned our scan to outside. Instead of looking at our instruments, looking and scanning the horizon and scanning around. And so amongst the four of us, somebody shouted out, "Hey, look in the water!" And when I looked down, I saw a strange churning in the water. So there was a otherwise calm ocean, and then this bit of white water that was churning with no apparent source. So it didn't seem to be a vessel or anything there. And if it hadn't been for that white water, and I don't know if it's related, but if it hadn't been for that as an anchor point for my tally, I don't think that I would have picked up the actual UFO itself, because that flew very close to it. And from there, I saw this strange thing that we affectionately termed the Tic Tac, because it looks like a little breath mint. And when I say little, I mean, from a distance, it's small.
What the scripture say, I see a row, you know what I mean? So this all proves the scriptures. A flying row. A Tic Tac look like a little ass, tiny little, like a little row, you know what I'm saying? All right. And she said this strange thing. And what the Lord said, Wisdom of Solomon, he said, the strangeness of his coming. These so-called UFOs is very strange, to these people's minds.
But we estimated that it's about the size of our own fuselage, so about 30 to 40 feet long, and smooth, just like a Tic Tac breath mint, sort of a matte white color with no windows, no flight control surfaces, no visible forms of propulsion. So when we're trained and when we practice, we look for surface-to-air missiles, we look for other aircraft, and we train our scan in a way to look for paint schemes and identifying artifacts. We look for a smoke trail. We look for contrails, other things that will help us figure out what it is and where it's coming from, and what its intent is. And in this particular case, we couldn't figure out any of that. And so we all got very excited on the radio, talking to each other amongst the flight.
Yeah, I love how she explained it, you know what I'm saying? Because she's thinking carnally, like, okay, where's the wings? Where's the smoke trail? What's this? And she can't describe what the fuck. How is that even? Esau don't have that technology for just a plane, no windows, nothing. Esau don't have that technology, man. So how the fuck you think you about to fight against the Lord, man? His technology is far greater than yours. real quick before I continue, because I'm gonna skip around a little bit because she made a couple other points. All right, it just shows you, man. Esau's gonna lose miserably, man. What's that? Um, this is Isaiah 55:8. My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. Right? But and that concerns everything. The Lord's mind is far above all of us. Esau, even though Scripture says he's wiser than Daniel, but the Lord, he can do these things. He got the technology to do that. It seems impossible, but it's possible. Hey, matter of fact, I'm gonna wait on that because she's gonna say it.
On the radio, talking to each other amongst the two aircraft, and the back and forth in the cockpit, and then to the controllers. So the air traffic controller in the area of our military exercise.
Around a little bit.
Very quickly. Could you describe that moment?
Yeah, because he just asked, like, how the fuck does it turn very quickly?
So not only did it look strange and not have... it wasn't obvious how it was flying because, again, we look for wings and rudders and smoke trails and things that will help us understand which way is it going and how is it doing that. And then how can I get an advantage over it? Is it going to have a slow turn rate? How can I get angles to get a shot off if I need to? Not that we had live armament, not that we were off the coast of San Diego in a training mode, but we're always thinking about, can I shoot that down? Can I take that? And in that case, it wasn't clear what it was. And it really wasn't clear how it was maneuvering in the way that it was moving. So it was changing airspeed, it was changing direction, it was changing angles in a way that didn't make sense and didn't adhere to our understanding of physics and gravity. And
30 years! 30.
Anyways, real quick, there's a little bit more in that video. Where's that, Ezekiel 1? You just, that's why this is so beautiful, man. I like watching interviews and podcasts and shit. Just listen to this shit, man, because it just shows you, bro, these people, it just shows you scriptures are true, man. You know what I'm saying? Scriptures are true. All right, let me find this point. Let me see. Salakia. Trying to find this one point where this might be Ezekiel 1:20. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. All right, he's talking about the chariots. When those went, these went, and when those stood, those stood. When those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted over them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. This ain't the one. Salakia. I might have skipped it. Hold on. Because it shows you in this chapter, it says pretty much they just turned their head. They just went whatever direction they wanted. Let me see. And they went every one straight forward. Whether the spirit was to go, they went and they turned. That's not the one I wanted. Salaki, I'm trying to find it. That might have been the one I wanted, actually. Salaki. But pretty much, the chariots, they have the ability to do these things. They're not like Esau's aircrafts and all this shit, man. If the chariot want to just stop on a dime and turn directions and go up, down, and sideways, fast, slow, increase its size, get small, go underwater, all these different things, man. If it wanted to do that, it can do that. Go out to space. Esau cannot do that. The airplanes can go up only so far, and then they got that fucking mass shit. I believe if they go so high, eventually they're just gonna run out of breath. I don't know the correct. I might get into that, but you know their bodies can only take so much. But the chariots and the angels, they in the spiritual bodies. You know what I'm saying? So they don't need. They're not chained to these limits. You see?
Physics and gravity and all of the aerodynamics that we study and really live and die by, literally, in our aviation training.
Was there a speed that this thing was measured at? An estimate
so
of?
Now I'm gonna skip around.
Cycle that got the FLIR footage, the one who identified what they were seeing. I think that, as you do with a computer, and so we were the first aircraft that were airborne after something there that they vectored us out to. Yeah, so if you're turning, if you've ever driven a boat or to our naked eye, visually look to be.
But real quick, I don't know where it's at exactly, but she pretty much said like it just shows you how proud we are. Cause she said some things cannot be explained by science, and she pretty much said Esau just relies so much on science. He think he knows it all, but there's things out there that's beyond that you can't explain. And she said literally like we too proud. She admitted it. And real quick, and that's what the Lord's going to do, man. He's going to humble Esau, because Esau thinks that now he can send a rocket out to, he can't go too far, but he can go out a little bit. Most definitely can't go to the moon. You know what I'm saying? That's a fucking lie. But he could do a little shit. He could fly. He got a helicopter. He got some aircrafts and all that shit. He could show force and all that bullshit. He can drop bombs on. So he getting a little proud. He got satellites and shit, But the Lord is so far advanced. There's no limit to a chariot, bro. Like I said, a chariot can do whatever the fuck it wants to do. It's chariots that can come into another chariot and become one chariot. There's videos of chariots going through the fucking sun. Fast as fuck, too. Like in a matter of seconds. The sun is huge. It's way bigger than the earth. So, the chariot was fast as hell, and it was big as hell. Alright? There's chariots there was a chariot, a golden chariot that was the size of the fucking earth. You know what I mean? Bro, you can't fight against that, man. But of course, the scriptures, the prophecy says they was afraid, but they does fight. There's fight. Esau's still gonna fight. But this is Obadiah 1:4. 3. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right. His pride have deceived him, man. You saying that you're God? You fucking up the Lord's people, and you saying, oh, the Lord ain't doing nothing. Shit. Oh shit. That means I'm scot-free. I'm gonna change all the history books. I'm God. God wasn't, Yahushua wasn't a so-called black man. I'm gonna change his name. I'm gonna make him look like me. Yeah. Alright. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Right. So you exalt yourself as an eagle, man. Like I said, you got the satellites, you got your little space shuttles and shit like that. Which a lot of that shit is bullshit. Look on that shit, the NASA. You can see the nigga floating and shit. And you see the little string shit. What's that little, I forgot what it's called. The little string that makes people float in movies and shit. You can literally see the shit, man. It was another video, dude. They was on space. They was all lined up talking. Dude had a ball in his hand. They floating this shit like in space. The nigga dropped the ball. The ball just fell. And it's like, nigga, I thought there's no gravity. The nigga that was supposed to be that landed on the moon, the nigga literally said we didn't go. There's a couple of videos of him literally saying we did not go to the moon. He literally said that. You know what I'm saying? All right. Esau, he sucks, man. So the Lord just gonna have to humble this nigga, man. But one more point, man. One more point. It was at the 19. Let me see.
I know I was gushing a moment ago about how competent and professional and able we are as a military. This was and continues to be a crack in our dominance, really, in every other area, because it doesn't fit neatly in any of the conventional bins. And I suspect that that's why in the moment the chain of command said, that was weird. We don't know what it was. We've got a job to do. We've got a deployment to get ready for.
Right, see? She said it was a crack in her dominance. Yeah, that's exactly right. Because you ain't about to do shit against the Lord, man. You know, you can't do shit against one chariot. Imagine Yahweh Shai's chariot, man. Alright, Yahweh Shai himself gonna fuck you up. And if this I think she out of the military now, but she better be glad, man, because she gonna lose miserably. All right, not just Esau, there's other nations too. They're gonna lose. Man, I'm telling you, man. All right. Revelations 12 and 7 and 9, Salakia. Well, that's the spirit. 7. We start at 7. And there was war in heaven. All right. This is not talking about, because this is, you know, the Christians would teach you, this is talking about before Genesis 1 and Satan. He was the most beautiful angel. He was the controller of the fucking music. What scripture says that? You know, and he took, 2/3 of the angels and then rebelled against? No. The angels do not rebel against. Even the evil angels, as you call demons, evil spirits, they are 100% obedient to the Lord. Not one angel disrespect the Lord. Not one angel go against his word. Not one. They way more obedient to him than we are. You know what I'm saying? We sin it. They completely, Lord tell them, give them order, they do it. You know what I'm saying? Even Satan himself, man. Read Job 1 and Job chapter 2. All right. But it says, this is talking about war in the heck. There's multiple heavens. All right. This is talking about the heaven, the first heaven, which is the skies. All right. That's why you see the older movies. They always look up into the heavens, you know, to like some poem or shit. And they talking about the sky. All right. So this is when World War III is going to happen. And then when the Lord, when the heathens are all fighting each other, then the Lord going to crack the sky and they all going to stop and they all going to join forces and try to fight against the Lord. All right. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. All right. It was the dragon talking about the Roman Empire and is reviving to America. All right. All these different Edomite nations, all these different nations. Ammon's ugly ass, his slant eyes, but he going to be fighting the Lord too. And he going to lose miserably too, man. All right. It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Right. You're not going to prevail. You're going to lose. You suck, man. It was fun while you was going around the earth blowing people up. You blowing little sand niggas up. All right. You had the little Cambodian massacre. You fucking up these weak ass countries and shit. But now you about to feel real force, man. All right. And even when you was fighting these weaker ass nations, you still got your ass beat. Cause what's that dude? Fuck, what's his name? I just made a video about him a couple days ago or something like that. What's that? The Battle of Fuasia? You know what I'm saying? If I'm pronouncing that city right. All right, the dude is on Sean Ryan's show. His name is Eddie, not Eddie. I'm messing up names. I forgot his name, but he was a fucking Cody something. He was a Marine nigga, and I remember he said it's like 6 hours long interview. I love that because I'm at work and shit, get to waste some time. But I watched a little bit more today, and he was like, man, we was We was more advanced in technology and weapons, but we still was getting our ass whooped. He pretty much said that. Like, we still wasn't prepared, man. We was more advanced, but we still got our ass handed to us, man. He was talking about people that was veterans, because that was his first war right there. He said people that fought in other wars was like, what the fuck was this? You know what I'm saying? And what's that? Was that in like Iraq, I believe? You know what I'm saying? Let me double check real quick. This nigga right here. Hold on. Yeah, Cody Alford. Right. That's his name. But where the fuck was Farasia, whatever the fuck that shit called. Where is this shit at? Is this in Iraq? Yeah, Iraq. Yeah. They got fucked up down there. Anyways. So if you struggling with these type of niggas, man, you ain't gonna have a chance against the Lord, man. Not at all. It says, I gotta read that again. It prevailed not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Their roots should gonna be taken out. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. Those angels talking about those fighter jets, man. Just like in that movie, Saving Private Ryan, at the end, when the nigga was shooting the tank like he's some fucking hero and shit. You know, Esau got it over romanticized and shit. And then when the fucking planes came and dropped the bombs, they was like, oh, that's our angels. You know? And I believe, matter of fact, yeah, they call, what's that? Blue Angels. Air show. Yeah. Blue Angels air show. You see? Planes. You see? Now, all that shit gonna be shot down. But it says, so I think, if I'm not mistaken, these Blue Angels, I think they just for shows. I don't think they actually use these type of, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember I learned a little bit about them, but all this shit can be destroyed, man. All this bullshit. Alright? And Esau's proud. I heard other war stories, and I really see why Esau's proud. Because this one dude, he was saying they was fighting, getting fucked up, and then the airplane came and bombed the hell out of the enemy. And there's like, no, I'm seeing the footage, and there's like, yeah, America, yeah. And I can see why they proud, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If I was in war and a fucking airplane comes and bomb my whole enemy, I don't gotta worry about these niggas no more. I'll be like, oh shit, America, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they way more dominant. But now, these so-called UFOs have a crack in your dominance, man. That's fucking beautiful, bro. Because that's what it is, bro. You gotta understand, America is powerful as fuck, man. It's strong. It's military strong. And of course, it's getting weak now. But the military strong and it's rich as fuck, man. It got influence. It got a say-so in the world. And it put a lot of nations on game, man. So the Lord really fattened this place up and made his pride so heavy. To the point where the only one that can really humble these motherfuckers is the Lord, man. You see? So it's perfect, man. The Lord he is the ultimate man of war. Because like I always say, man, if you wanna do war, you gotta be patient. Like these young niggas, man, when they gonna be sitting in World War III, it's not just running up on your enemy and shooting them with a fucking pistol, man. Or with a fucking switch. Sometimes you gotta wait out there. You gotta sit in the trenches. You gotta sit in mud. It's raining right now. Are you niggas prepared to be sitting out there in the rain? And I remember another nigga, he said they was in the trenches, they was waiting and shit. And then the battle started and he had to shit. So he couldn't go, take a break, go to the back. No, he had to pull his pants down while he was shooting. And he had to just let it out right there. You know what I'm saying? And go right back to, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. It says, And I heard a loud voice and saying, in heaven now is come salvation and strength. Right, the Lord gonna, hey, what the Lord said, man? He said, I have not meet you as a man. All right, the Lord, he ain't about to use your technology. He ain't about to use. So I remember a brother, in this camp, he used to be part of the military. And I remember he told, I don't know, man, hopefully I'm saying this right, but he's saying that pretty much, if you fighting and both sides, y'all gotta have like the same. I forgot how he explained it, man. But you can't have too much advanced bullets or something like that. I wish he was here right now. I forgot how he said it. But it gotta be some type of fair ground. Hopefully I'm saying it right. But yeah, the Lord is not gonna be fair at all. At y'all. You know what I'm saying? You see, he's not gonna meet you as a man. Esau gonna be shooting missiles. All that shit ain't gonna work against the Lord, man. It says, let me see. In the kingdom of our God, in the power of his Mashiach, for the accuser of our brothers cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Yeah, man, so I can't wait, man. The Lord gonna come back and deliver us, man, out of this bullshit and humble this man Esau, Edom, and the rest of the nations. Alright? So, Lord willing, may that be soon, man. Soon and very fucking soon, bro. Tired of this fucking place. But hopefully that was edifying. I'm gonna give our praise and glory to Yahweh Shemiah Shabbos from Hakodash. And the honors to the apostles, GMS for Ruel, to the brothers in this work. So I'm gonna say shalom.